ever accused you of sounding reasonable?
Yeah, that's a trick question. Big boss, come on. We're all bosses here.
That's called caution. Also, apparently, the intro music is still looping, so you might want to turn that off.
Can they hear the rest of us? Or just, not you?
I think they can only hear the music, maybe? Alright, let's see if they can hear us now. That's going on.
Where can I find this channel?
There's so many messages going, I can't read them fast enough to tell what our status is. But I believe they can hear Fox and myself, but they still can't hear you, I think. And I think they can still hear the music. You did not, though.
Music is still going to say, can you guys hear the Fox? I'll just speak about myself in the third person, just in case.
How about now?
We gotta give it like 30 seconds for it to catch up, but we'll see.
Testing, I'm testing.
They can hear us. Or at least me, Bolin.
Risen good. All good now. Okay, it looks like we're good. Alright. We were really excited about our new intro music. Like, Sam worked really hard on that, and, you know, we just wanted to make sure that y'all had time to enjoy it a few times.
Listen, guys, this is the time to convince Fox that we need to hire somebody to run our stream rather than let me run our stream. And then Bolon changed the narrative like 5 minutes beforehand, and I'm trying to figure everything out. Well,
if we had someone professional doing this, we'd have to change the name from ChaosCast to like traditional cast or something.
Yeah, that's no fun. The chaos is what makes it special.
All right, well, let me start my intro over again then. Welcome to episode 2 of the ChaosCast, and already on episode 2, and we already broke out the big guns, and we got Frisky Fox on with us.
Hey, happy to be here.
So, what do we got going on today, guys?
Well, I think you wanted to do something for the people. Risen,
oh, yeah.
And then aside from that, we're going to be talking about Kingdom Studios and the vision and the dream that is becoming a reality.
So before like all that important stuff, the really important stuff, you guys know I said 24 heroes. I actually counted wrong because I got 5 back rather than 4. And they've been a huge letdown, a huge disappointment to me. I was expecting to be the first person to have completely all of my heroes die. So those 5 can no longer be in my ranks whatsoever. So all 5 heroes are going to go away to the community, and I expect you to treat them poorly and make them do manual labor on a regular basis. Because they've just been nothing but letdowns to me. I believe that Bolon is actually we're going to run it in Discord, is that correct?
Yep, and it just went live right now.
Yes, so please go on, take these heroes off of my plate. I never want to see them again. I don't want an open adoption. I want them gone forever.
Oh man, those heroes.
I will tell you though, I did do their level up thing, and I just chose randomly. I rolled the dice, so we'll see if the hero you receive actually is like leveled properly and got the stats that it probably should have. We'll see.
Yep, so in Discord, in the current contest channel where we normally do our giveaways, the hero giveaway is live for 30 minutes, and then it will pick 5 winners, and each of those winners will get 1 hero from Risen, who you will have to put in therapy to get past their traumas from the abuse that they have suffered at his hands.
I really tried to convince them. I pulled them aside before they went, and we had a little rundown on how to sabotage the boats, because I was hoping that I could just like go out and tear down other people as well as losing them myself. But, Hubert said that's not how it works, apparently.
He was like trying to get access to the code base. Like, I gotta code this in.
Listen, if we could figure out a way to allow me to burn other things other than Jewel directly in Discord, that's where things start getting really interesting. Next,
You said 24 heroes?
I said 20. Well, keep in mind, I went and found the lowest chance of survival heroes that I could.
Right.
From the ones I already had, and then I bought up some of the floor. So the best odds that I had was 35%, the very bare minimum. I gave them no bonuses. I didn't send them with any Gens heroes. I just tried to buff my odds of just having total destruction.
Because, I sent 14, and I only had 5 survive in addition.
Yeah, but you said...
Same as yours, but I sent some quality.
Did you have anything really good die?
I did lose a Dark Knight, but it was only a common, so, it wasn't that great. Mostly I sent...
I was so sad.
Ooh, ouch. I was about to ask you about your results, Fox. I don't think I've heard anything about how your Perilous journey went.
Yeah, I sent 8 boats out, and had pretty good returns on most of them, but 2 boats came back with a single survivor. One of them, it was a Gen 0, so he had to survive, I guess. So I guess basically...
Yeah, it doesn't really count.
Like, so much for the protective aura. I don't know, but yeah, that was, it was fun. And then having those really nice stat boosts for the survivors was just amazing. So.
Yeah. I feel like the stat boosts are only good if you actually like put them on the proper stats.
True. That is generally how that works. Yes.
Artifact equipment is only good if you wear it.
Right. Yeah, so that giveaway is going now. Also, shout out to Mr. Zipper. If you're interested in the overall Perilous Journey results, you can go in the bot commands channel and do /J results, and it'll give you a message with like a full breakdown of how many heroes have been claimed so far, how many of those lived and died, class breakdown, rarity breakdown, like the whole 9 yards. So it's a really cool thing that Mr. Zipper has built for us.
I don't understand how that man does the things he does. I'm just constantly surprised. He's like Rain Man with numbers.
Mr. Zipper,
is awesome.
Just amazing. Like, I don't know. He's so great. I love him.
That's the kind of stuff.
Zipper's the bomb.
That's the kind of people that we bring out in our community. It's a bad day when you start to realize that our community might be more talented than we are, or at least some of us.
So yeah, let's talk Kingdom Studios. So we announced it on Wednesday, which was a pretty exciting time for us to be able to put that out there. It was right after Perilous Journey Collection started. We had a good rundown with Hubert about Perilous Journey, and in addition to that, Fox came out and kind of just dropped a bomb on everybody that Kingdom Studio exists, and then he mic dropped and walked out. So we're here now to see if we can pull some more information from him about it.
Yeah, it was a pretty short and sweet announcement, I suppose, but it's not necessarily intended to be a huge thing. It is cool and it is big, but at the end of the day, we're the same team. We're still doing the same things. It's just basically setting us up for success for the long term. and planting those seeds so that we can have staying power as we start to do more things, like DFK Chain, Crystalvale, and the other expansions. Basically just kind of making it easier for us to work as a team and stay cohesive rather than everyone having just sort of like random emails. So, it's been really, really good for us as a team, and I think it's going to be really good for us as a project as well.
It makes us feel.
I've claimed so many.
It makes me feel so official. Like, what do you do?
Right.
Oh, I work for this gaming studio. Now I don't have to try and explain what I do for a living. I can just say, yeah, I work for a gaming studio. Don't worry about it.
I've claimed so many Gmail addresses though. Like I have Bolon Sauron, Sauron Bolon, Bolon.Sauron. Just so many Gmail addresses that I won't need anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Fox, obviously you are one of the primary founders of DFK in general, and then I know at least as long as I've been here, having kind of a studio entity like what Kingdom Studios is now has always been one of your plans and your goals. So give us some backstory on that, on DFK, on Kingdom Studios, anything, everything.
Well, it all began years ago. No.
Back in my day.
Back when I was a kid. Actually, it honestly did start when I was a kid. I grew up playing games. I was like, how cool would it be to grow up and make games, And so that's the whole reason I got into programming. And very quickly found out that, it's really hard to make any money to support a family trying to make games, So I would just kind of do it as a hobby on the side, and did all kinds of other things with coding. Like I would, be involved with like e-commerce and like all kinds of like transactional coding on the internet. But on the side, I would be like hacking like MMORPG games and creating my own like side games for phones and stuff. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was always my passion. So having a game studio really has been a lifelong goal. And with DFK, I was involved in creating other types of stuff in the DeFi space. And I just wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that had staying power, because I saw so many protocols launch, explode, and then within a week it was basically a pump and dump. And it's because there wasn't any utility for the tokens that they had. So just trying to think about how can we make something that is different? How can we make something unique that has real world utility for the token? And then suddenly it just clicked one night. I was like, dude, make a game, So I had a friend, Highface. Her and I were chatting, and we're like, yeah, what kind of a game could we make that would be compelling like this? So we're brainstorming, and eventually DFK came about from that. And the whole idea was to basically represent traditional DeFi things in an easy to understand gamified experience, because that's really the best way to learn things. My son is doing a math thing where he does this what's it called, Prodigy Math or something. Maybe some people out there know it, but it's this MMORPG that is math based, and you got to do math problems and fight enemies and gain XP and stuff. And it's just this really great way for him to learn, and he really gets a kick out of being first. And as he's in there, he's learning everything. So I'm like, wow, what kind of opportunities are there with creating a gamified DEX to educate people and to make earning and investing actually fun, so it's not just freaking boring, So that's kind of where it all came from. And then launched DFK, and the rest is kind of history. But then Kingdom Studios, where does that come about? The main thing is DFK is kind of a collectively owned thing, we all hold jewels and X jewels, and we can have governance votes and things. And at the end of the day, there's no single owner of that project. And we as a team have sort of always had this thing in our mind, we are a team that doesn't necessarily own the project, but provides services to the project and to the community to basically build out the roadmap and do things that are in the best interest of the project and the community. And so trying to figure out how that actually plays out from a like legal standpoint, and also explaining it to others has been kind of tricky. So that's where Kingdom Studios came about. It's like, okay, we've got this entity now that basically represents us as a team, providing services to the project and to other things too, as we start to do DFK chain and expansions and perhaps like merchandise and things in the future. Allows us to do like intellectual property things.
You said you said the word. You said the word.
You said the word. Yeah, just forget that I said any of that. But like just there's so much things that we could do to help to add additional utility with this setup, and that's really what it's all about.
Well, that's one of the things from my side that's just been so exciting about listening to how you talk about the project, and it's just been so focused on the community and their ownership in it and them as investors, and it's been very refreshing compared to every other place I've worked. And as we've dived further into the crypto world, me and Bolan, just seeing the stark difference between how you speak about the project internally and how other people speak to us even about their own projects. So I'm super excited and can't wait to see how Kingdom Studios takes us and allows us to expand on that idea even more and provide more value to the people that invested in us so far.
Most definitely. I'm curious too. I mean, we had Mr. Fawn on episode 1 and kind of grilled him on DFK chain, but I know that was something that was very important for you as well. So I'm just curious, what are you most excited about in us having DFK chain?
Let's see. There's just so many things, like the whole thing with Harmony when we launched there was because it had really cheap gas, it has really fast transactions. It really is in many ways the perfect blockchain for games. The problem is when you get a game that grows so fast and so big that it breaks the chain sometimes. Harmony has been really amazing. They've upgraded their infrastructure. They've been working with us every step of the way, and really their blockchain really is still like one of the best ones out there for games. But at the same time, we aren't planning on stopping. Like, we're growing and growing and growing, and so having to share that ecosystem and those like resources with all kinds of other projects, because there's all kinds of other projects that are saying, hey, like, Harmony's a great place, I'm going to go launch our game there. So suddenly you get like 20-30 games on this blockchain, and that's where you could start to see problems. So we kind of knew early on that we're going to have to do something very different, very out of the box to continue to grow like we have been. So that's kind of where subnets came in. Avalanche has this really cool offering there, and they basically worked with us to set up this chain. And actually, like, Mr. Font is the freaking goat. Like, he's basically been single-handedly moving mountains to make this a thing. And speaking with some of the other subnet hopefuls out there, they've sort of like been saying sort of the same type of things, like, how did you guys get this chain up and running? Like, we're still trying to figure it out.
Like, last time we had Mr. Phone on it, we praised him to the point where I felt like he was uncomfortable with it. But
he's not here,
like,
so we can keep praising him.
Exactly.
I just want to make
play it
sure,
down. Was like, I didn't do that much.
I just want to make sure that we're protected in the fact that, like, we're giving people fake names or telling them stories about how it was actually created, not telling them that Mr. Fawn was that integral in it, because I don't want anyone to try even consider the idea of trying to take that man from us. He is too perfect.
Yeah, you guys can't have Mr. Fawn. We won't let you. But we
will
really
show up at your house and fight.
Yeah. So what am I most excited about? I guess like, me and Mr. Fawn actually had kind of like a little moment a few days ago when we actually turned the ignition on for mainnet for the chain. And I say we, but it was him. But he's like, it's live, and here's all the screenshots and stats, and it's like, me and him were getting like goosebumps. Like this is like our wildest dreams to basically be launching our own blockchain, and specifically for this really amazing app and ecosystem that we're creating here. So really super excited for that. And Joule as gas is huge. Like it's so amazing. Like if you consider all of the gas that all of our players are collectively spending just playing our game, it's a pretty significant amount. And if that could instead be spending from Joule, increasing the demand and having some of that get burned, I think we're currently thinking like, actually I don't think we've announced the numbers yet, I better be quiet, but a pretty large amount of that is burned, which is amazing. And so it just really helps to secure and to give more utility to that Joule and to that network, and really opens up cool opportunities for players to actually eventually, if they want to, become validators and to help to secure their own game that they play and that they're invested in, which is just amazing. So I'll shut up about all that now, but there's like
this is what people want to hear about, Fox. Not to mention side idea, we should just have a stream going or like a website with just not to ruthlessly call myself out, but just my PFP with the amount of Joule that's been burned, and we just have it constantly updating so that people can check.
Yeah, I know we've got a lot of excitement around validators as well, and I've told a couple people who have asked, but we're going to have a website up for people to be able to apply if they're interested in being validators. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's the vision, right? To have like guilds and things out there that could eventually say like, hey, like we have X amount of players, we're really invested in this game. We also want to make sure that the game is not being controlled by any centralized thing. It's decentralized, and part of decentralizing that is to get all kinds of other real players out there, real like guilds and people, to be their own validators as well. So I think that's the exciting part of it. This is the first game that's ever tried to really do this, and we're at the very cusp of all that.
Yeah, it's gonna be insanely exciting. Like it's really cool. It's wildly exciting, and I mean, obviously, I'm not a developer, so I have literally zero idea how Fawn did anything that he does. But the turnaround time on him being told, hey, we want to build a blockchain, and him just going, okay, and then doing it is incredible.
Guys,
something got mentioned in chat real quick. As far as like bridging assets over, I think it was Belsarn that mentioned as far as bridging assets over, we are going to have bridges live, and we are also going to have guides on how to do all of that. The phenomenal Poppy is working on some guides for us, so we will have those out prior to launch for people to read up on and get comfortable with before DFK chain goes live.
And don't worry, guys, they're using me as a test dummy, so if I can understand how to do it, then they assume that baseline has been met. If you asked Kant, even, that's how a lot of our tutorials were made.
Well, if you ask Kant, he'll yell at you. But yeah. Also, when you do this test for us, you're gonna have to you have to send 100% of your assets on the first try.
I think I
Make
won't.
or break.
You think I won't? Just don't tell my wife, and it'll be fine.
All 3 Joules.
Right. Well, he won't have any heroes left. He's giving them all away. Squid Finder, I don't have a date for that information for validators yet. Fawn is working on that, but he's also working on making sure the chain is ready. So it will be coming shortly. He is actively working on it and having it all up and running. So it shouldn't be too long.
This is so exciting. I don't think people understand how like next level this is about to be, how big of a deal it is for what we are doing with the subnet and what our long-term plans are. I'm just could not be more pumped. I'm so thankful that we've been given this opportunity to work with you, Fox, and your vision is absolutely amazing, and it's so dope to see it come true.
Yep. I saw some questions about like what does it take to be a validator? Is there a website? When is it live? There is a website. We're not going to share it yet. We're still trying to work on the specifics of all of that. But yeah, there will be Joule requirements as well as potentially other things. So I'm actually really stoked about the program that Mr. Fawn is kind of putting together for that. It's really amazing. So stay tuned for that. We'll be talking a lot more about some of these things at Avalanche Summit next week. I think 20 of our people are going to be there, and it's going to be great. Some of these people I'm going to be meeting for the first time on our team in the flesh. I mean, you know, like we meet all the time online, but that'll be nice to see everyone. And I think we're going to have a lot of our knights there as well, and probably a lot of the community members also. So really like looking forward to meeting people and just the energy and the positivity that will be there. When we launched DFK back in August, you know, like we had like, I think 8 or 9 or maybe 10 people. Started out with 4 and just kind of grew over about a month and a half, 2 months, and then we launched it. And it was crazy. Like we all kind of went over to one of our houses here in the area, and we were there drinking Coke and caffeine and basically not cocaine. I'll say like Coca-Cola.
Good clarification, always worthwhile.
Yeah, no, it was very clean, you know. But we were all there, held our breath, hit the button, and it launched. And none of us got Joule for like under like it like shot up so fast, I think. But it was just amazing to see, like we were able to foil the bots, which was kind of its own little saga there. We had a bunch of people like trying to snipe it, and we totally screwed them over. So that was nice. Had a pretty fair launch, and so it was kind of a low key but stressful launch. But then here, like what is it, 7, almost 8 months later, we're basically launching our first expansion here, right, onto Crystalvale, and it's completely different vibes in a sense that like we're going to be going to this world-renowned conference to be, you know, like having all these really big names and players out there, and we're basically one of like the headlines there, you know, like we've earned that spot as a project, as a community. We are changing the game. We have changed the game. But at the same time, it's the same vibes, you know, like we still have a lot of the same people here, and we're just as excited as ever to launch this thing that will change the world. So
yeah, I think we might have a few more people paying attention to us with this launch.
Yeah, just a couple. No, I'm super excited for Barcelona. There's going to be a lot of really good information that comes out in Barcelona, and we're going to make sure that all of you have access to that information, whether you are in Barcelona or not. So don't worry about that. But there's going to be a lot of really good info coming. I will say, I know it's a hot topic right now, so while we're live anyway, all you need to do right now to plan for Crystalvale is have Joule. Like, it really is that simple right now. There will be more information coming. There will be everything you need to know will be available prior to launch. But there's no trick. There's nothing you're missing. There's no hoops you have to jump through to be ready. There's not a way to get an advantage or to miss out on an advantage. All you got to do is have Joule and be ready, and you're there. Like that's it. And actually, you know what, Fox, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but for the bridging, it'll be Joule, correct, for gas, not AVAX? Sorry, AVAX.
Yeah. So the
I might get beat up in Barcelona if I say it wrong.
Yeah, they have a very special way, and it's always changing. You will pay the gas of the chain that you're bridging from, I believe. So in order to actually execute the transaction, if you're on Harmony 1, you're going to need 1 tokens. If you're on DFK chain trying to bridge back, you'll need Joule. If you're on Avalanche on the C chain, you'll need a box. So
okay.
You'll also be able to bridge in from other chains too. You know, like you can bridge in from like Phantom, and you would need FTM for that. So
So there you go. You've all heard it here. So you only need a Vox if you are coming from Avalanche C Chain. If you're coming from Harmony, you're going to need one. That will cover your gas for bridging. So no, you do not have to go buy a Vox if you are not on Avalanche. You'll be good. And yes, if you're already on Avalanche, there is still bridging involved because you'll have to bridge from the C chain to our DFK chain. A Fox. I like that better. They need to rename their chain a Fox.
This is the side benefit of making Joule the gas fee, is that I don't have to try and pronounce that word nearly as often.
Jewel or Jewel?
It's definitely Jewel. That is the proper pronunciation.
This is just this is canon. For all the people that are watching, this is canon from now on. Jewel.
Really, what we need Sam. However Sam pronounces it, that's the proper formal pronunciation.
He has to give us English lessons.
That's right.
Exactly. But I am super excited for Barcelona. I currently have 7 Pelican cases packed full of merch, and I'm not done yet. So I am wildly excited. We're going to have a lot of really good stuff there. We're going to be doing a bunch of different, like, streaming, recording, and put them out. Like, we're going to bring Barcelona to you in every way that we can. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a really, really good time.
And I will say, because it was brought to my attention, I believe Echo might have been the one that reminded me. Haven't brought it up to Bolon yet, but I've decided unanimously by myself that we are going to be looking at probably the top 50, top 100 people in Discord, try and choose some people randomly from that, and then we're going to try and send you guys some merch. I'm just going to steal some from Bolon's house and figure out a way to be able to send it to a few different people. But we have to leave it open and random, of course, because I can't show favoritism. More realistically, if it was favoritism, all the people I like would not receive anything. But, you know.
That's generally accurate. Cool. So, yeah, apparently we're doing that.
Yeah, and I just decided that's what I'm going to do.
People.
So...
That's exciting. I'm excited.
I meant to like call you earlier today and talk to you about it, but you know, I just didn't.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
I had to sprinkle a little chaos into the conversation and it'll be fine.
Mods don't qualify.
Oh yeah, 100% they don't qualify. They barely qualify to anything.
Fox, are you excited for us to apparently randomly give merch out?
Dude, I'm so excited about that. I want everyone to have some merch, you know, like I have some pretty cool stickers I got at this last one over at Denver, and honestly, that's some of the first merch that I've gotten, and I am so stoked. They're all over my laptop, so there's some good stuff.
I have gone full degen on my laptop. It is covered, although it's not as bad as Risen's.
Oh, you want to see? Hold on. Hold on.
Oh my god, this laptop now is ridiculous.
Oh, and I have a bunch of shirts with Frisky Fox on the back, which I was kind of curious about.
Back.
Like,
don't worry, you've got a much nicer one now.
So it's like, on the one hand, I'm like still pseudo anonymous, and it's like on the other hand, am I gonna be walking around at these conferences with Frisky Fox on my back? But yeah, I will. So whatever.
I mean, once you see these jerseys that we got hooked up with, courtesy of Pi and Mother Brain, cool. We look like we're rolling up onto stage for a League of Legends professional world tournament.
Jerseys for the win.
Oh, they look so good. I've always wanted to be an esports pro, but I didn't have the hands for it, and now I don't need them. I just got a jersey. Turns out that's all it takes.
Oh man, hands too small or something?
Nope, just too old and slow.
Yeah.
Maybe when I was younger. Now my reaction time is
mine are
real bad.
Tunnel ridden probably by this time.
You guys made me run out to my car just so I can show you this beauty that is my laptop.
Let's see it.
Pick up.
You might be showing it. I don't know. I'm on YouTube, so I'm watching on a 30. Oh, there it is.
Put it in front of my face. Does that work?
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The goal is the
this
goal.
man. No, that's worse. In front of your face is much worse. Up by the camera was the best. But yeah, this man took every sticker that was available in Denver and was just like, nope, just gonna layer them until they're all on there. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The goal is I want enough stickers on there to where the computer overheats and stops turning on.
Yeah, you're probably not far off.
You just need to like load up 3 more instances of our game, and then it'll overheat.
Listen, I've tried to push
Too true.
Discord to try and overheat my computer. It hasn't happened yet. I've been able to keep
No,
up.
Discord just gives up and crashes. It won't crash your computer. It just won't work anymore. How many times have we shut down Discord's API? Let's be honest. Like,
How many times have
We've
I
broken it.
shut down our Discord?
Yeah, it seems like we have to keep our channel always with some kind of a cooldown, otherwise it's shot.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Discord just gives up. I mean, even look at the YouTube chat when Risen wouldn't stop playing the music on a loop earlier. It was just a nonstop stream of messages.
All right.
Yeah, that's really all I had. I'm really, really looking forward to Barcelona. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that we can meet a bunch of y'all there. But even aside from that, definitely stay tuned because we're going to be passing through a lot of information that comes out in Barcelona. And we're going to make sure that y'all don't miss anything. Anything that comes out in Barcelona, you will absolutely know as well, even if you are not there.
Yeah, as far as any of these live events, just for you guys to know, if we have the ability to stream it, record it, we will get it to you. If we can't stream or record it, we have people taking notes and basically typing out everything that's being said so that you don't miss a single piece of information, regardless if it's online on an AMA or if it's in person at a speech or an event.
Yep. Love it.
Fox, anything you want to say to the crowd?
Just stay frisky. No, let's see.
This is the time to say it. I think this is more appropriate than
I should probably get back to my little Fox cave. I'm actually in the middle of coding some cool features that I'm super stoked about. So, there's a lot to do, and a lot is being done, and I'm just really excited to start to release some cool things for you guys. So. Yep.
Oh, one last note real quick, because you reminded me, sorry. But I always tell people, and I think most people now have the understanding, that part of the reason that you're always so overworked is every hero that gets summoned, you're actually manually inputting a name for them as the crystal opens.
Yes. Yes, I have my alarms all night long going on, so that's why I don't get any sleep. So.
Yep. Manually inputting every single one.
I want to see like hero contest or something with the, I don't know, like the funniest name or something. I think we've had one of those, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, the ladies of DFK did one along those lines, but I mean, I think at that point we probably only had 50, maybe 60,000 heroes total. So we might have to do that again now that there's more RNG odds out there for some good names.
By the
There's
way,
some quality ones.
Fox, while we have you here too, what do you think of the PFPs that came out of that contest?
I saw some, but I haven't seen them all yet, and I'm excited for, I think Onion or someone's going to put together a list,
Yep.
and I can't wait to go look at all of the foxes. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
There's
really
already
stoked
been
about
some
them.
pretty amazing ones we've seen. You guys really came out big for that.
Very much
Yeah.
so. Yeah, Onion's going to put together a list for each person of the submissions for them, and then that way y'all can go through them and take a look. Before we do hero name judging, though, we have to get Tango on here and do ugliest heroes. Like, we've been trying to make that happen since the ladies of DFK days, so we might have to do that at some point.
Instead of them focusing on which one is the prettiest and which one,
Exactly.
reminds them of the ocean.
No, show some love to the Uggos, Yeah,
It's just full of bald heroes.
Hey, people love the baldies, okay? All heroes matter, though. So, we got to show some love to all of them, even the less cute ones.
Well, Fox,
Yes.
I know
Right.
that you need to get back to coding, but after you leave Bolon, do you want to announce who won for the heroes? I don't know how long you
Yeah,
have
we
it
can
run.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already out, so we can do that right now. Fox, thank you so much for taking the time to come hang out with us and cause some trouble. We really appreciate it, and we definitely know how busy you are, so we really can't thank you enough for spending some time with us.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. I can't thank our community enough for all of the amazing stuff from them and from you guys doing these types of casts. This is exactly the kind of community that we want to build, and you guys are doing it. So thank you so much to everyone.
Thank
See
you,
you guys later.
Fox. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. All right, so giveaway winners. We have Cage ? Apparently they are confused about if they're a cage or not, but it's also Cage with a K. So we have Cage with a K ? They have won one of the heroes. Do you have the hero IDs?
Yeah, I do.
Why don't you start pulling them up, and can you screen share and pull up the hero viewer? Or am I asking too much of you right now?
You're asking too much of me right now, man. 8 hours of driving.
All right,
this morning.
fair enough. Fine. All right, so we have Cage with a K. We have Plyskin. Plyskin also won one of the heroes. We have !RJ Moki. Oh, hey, I know who that is. What's up, RJ? We're gonna do a live stream with RJ at some point, by the way. So fun fact. Yeah. And then we have Dreadshots. That's a name that I think everybody should recognize. And we have Kite Filter. So those are going to be our 5 winners.
Filter for your kites. So send me a DM on Discord, and I will get around to it later tonight after I eat something.
Yep, but make sure you DM Risen with your OX to claim, and we'll see which heroes you get. But congratulations to all 5 of our winners. That's really exciting. Hey, Dreadshots is in the chat right now.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Dreadshots?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that shout out. So glad you won.
Well, we appreciate all of y'all coming and joining us for episode 2. We're going to be back next week from Barcelona with episode 3. We may sound a lot worse because we managed to get like a somewhat like nicer setup between last week and this week, and now we're gonna leave it behind in the US and we're going to Barcelona. But we're really excited to do some streams from Barcelona, and
after Barcelona, the quality of our streams will increase over time, but it might get a little worse before it gets better.
I would say give us like a year of an episode a week, and then they'll be really good. Just give us a year.
That's
hey, there's RJ in the chat as well.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end this.
Yep.
All right.
Oh no, hang on 2 seconds, because Q just reminded me. I'm sorry, I left off. So our Perilous Journey short story winners, Q actually turned them all into voiceover stories with audio, and they are live in a playlist on our YouTube now, all 10 of them. So make sure that you check those out. They're really cool. They were the winners of our short story contest. There were some great submissions, and now they have voices to them.
That's fantastic. Good job, Q.
Yeah, really cool.
I know that he mentioned that he wanted to do something like that, but that seemed like a lot of work, so I didn't expect it.
Oh, it's done now.
I'm excited. Give me something to listen to a little bit later tonight.
Somebody said at least we can hear Risen this time, but I'm not sure if that's a good thing, and I mean that's just accurate. I mean, much appreciated.
Take all the shots you want. It's fine. I still get paid.
So we appreciate all of you. We hope to see you again next week. Hope to see some of y'all in person in Barcelona. And bye.
Bye.
Bullish.